the Outback, or this kind of Outback?
This kind of Outback, you're right, yeah.
And how have you found it?
Oh, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't believe that people actually live out in places like this, but it's super to come out. Oh, go away, go away.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a town smaller than Mungarani anywhere in the world. I've got to tell you, it's relatively rare to be able to interview the entire population of a town in one two-shot.
Well, if you had have waited for the school holidays, yes, our population would have doubled when the girls come back from Adelaide.
To 4?
To 4,
right.
Yes.
I think it's more isolated than I thought. I mean, we knew it would be isolated, but it's just nothing. Just nothing for miles. Very hot too. Oh, go away, fly.
It's not isolated, it's sort of a little bit remote, but you know, you've got the internet and phone, faxes, and that 50,000 people coming through every year, so you don't never get lonely.
I was amazed that people chose to live out here.
I can't believe that anyone will live out here, but obviously it's good that some people do.
Yeah.
Can I have another bowl?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, before the flies get it.
Jono and Genevieve Hammond are the only permanent residents of this tiny town and are famous for the hospitality they provide and the pub that they run. So what's Mungarani famous for?
Well, probably the only stop on the Birdsville track. Yes, it's probably one of the remotest pubs in Australia, definitely South Australia. You know, 98% of people who travel the Birdsville track stop here just to see what people do living out here, or why they live out here.
The Mungarani Hotel is truly a place where all are welcome. So, where do you guys live?
Over at the Mungarani station.
Okay, and where's that?
Just over the Sandal.
Okay, and you've come here for lunch, have you?
Yep.
With her own 2 daughters away at boarding school, Genevieve is always pleased to see Georgie and Dylan from the nearby station. Who do you play with if you haven't got any friends to play with?
Oh, we just play with ourselves.
Oh, yeah?
No, we come over to the pub and we have fun over here when there's lots of people over here.
Father Rodney, who runs the Mungarani station, agrees that country pubs offer a very different experience to city ones.
In a country pub you can sort of have a beer and relax and talk to people. In the city you sort of, like you're embarrassed or you don't know what to do really, and you don't mix with other people because you don't know how to mix. But in a bush pub, no worries, away you go.
People go to the city, and I think a lot of people go to the pub. They just go there to get drunk, and and that's about it. Where people here come to learn, and it's only us locals that get drunk.
You think there's a different set of rules for an Outback pub?
Yes, I don't think you'd be allowed to ride 3 Harleys into a hotel and do burnouts on the floor in any respectable city hotel.
You mean you brought your Harley Davidson into the bar?
We did get a bit carried away last week. Had a couple of friends from Queensland came down, and 3 of us had burnouts on the floor, which is not a good idea to do with a expensive motorcycle, but we...
Or an expensive pub.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to do a tour of Mungarani. Other than the pub, the town has 1 house, a petrol pump and a phone box. You'll find Jono always has plenty of time to sit at the bar and have a yarn.
The Augie Williams was named after a fellow up in Berry in the Riverland. It's crushed ice in a wine glass or balloon glass, and you then put the crushed ice in, you pour sparkling ale over the top quite heavily, and it's a marvellously icy cold drink, but because of sparkling ale being high alcohol and an all-natural beer, it won't destroy the head or doesn't alter the flavour.
Give it a go, then.
Give it a go. John, you're the judge, right?
I'm glad we're in the desert.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Now, isn't that a beautiful head? Now, isn't that nice?
It's not bad.
Beautiful.
It's like a beer cappuccino.
Yeah.
At dusk, all you can hear are the calls of hundreds of birds flocking to a rather interesting spot just a few hundred metres from the front bar. So this is the Mungarani Health Bar, is it, Jono?
That's her. That's her. You buddy.
Suppose you adjust to the smell after a while, do you?
We all do, yeah. It's about 1.5 to 2 million years old, this water, artesian water, so got a pretty good reason to smell.
John, has it got any healing properties?
Definitely, yeah. You live forever, go for swimming here.
Is that right?
It's soaking or yeah.
It's enough for me, mate.
Right,
Let's go.
Go in, man. I'll be the lifesaver, right?
You'll be the lifesaver. We'll let the young boys go first.
Oh, you like this? To provide water for stock in the early 1900s, artesian bores were sunk every 40 k's along the Birdsville track.
Right.
Now you're thinking.
Now,
I can think of only one thing better.
there's one thing missing.
Hang on.
The water flows at around 85 degrees centigrade, and it's astounding to be relaxing in a hot spa in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by wildlife and such a stunning landscape.
There's been 147 bird species recorded at the waterhole, including lots of seabirds and migratory birds from Siberia and China. They use it as a resting place as well.
They all know how to get to the Mungarani pub.
They do.
Just like the Lakers.
Where could you find this in Sydney? You could not find it.
I've got to agree with you, Glenn.
The Daily Planet, isn't it?
As night falls, the bar begins to fill, and Jono and Genevieve busy themselves looking after a range of hungry and thirsty visitors. It's easy to see that they're very much at home in their little corner of the world. When you hear Genevieve talk about a recent trip to Sydney, you know that she won't be giving up a lifestyle in Mungarani to head for the city anytime soon.
I was in one of the main streets, just quite taken back by the skyscrapers, thinking about people working and living so far up in the sky. And in the time that I was just admiring these buildings, I was knocked to the cement twice. And I felt isolated because these people were rushing past me, rushing into me, and not even acknowledging that I was a human or even there.
You're obviously in the wrong lane. Woman drivers.
Next up, we investigate a pub that's full of spirits.
Sometimes you'll be walking through the hallway and you'll get a sense that there's somebody else. They're not going to hurt you, they're friendly but sad.